Oh my god, guys, it's been quite a while since we've put out another video. Just kidding. My bad for the hiatus, but I have been putting shorts on my channel, so go check those out. Those have been consistent. But anyways, good to be back. We are going to replace a GE top load washer drain pump today. And I believe the only reason why we're replacing it is because I think it got seized up. Yeah, or it got stuck. Point is, like I said, these videos are just for you guys, just to be able to see what it takes to replace an appliance part, be able to save you guys some money. But like I said before, there's a lot of different situations where you're gonna need, I guess, assistance, but especially for early technicians out there, you'd be able to, just get a lending hand when looking up a video. So just pay attention, take pictures. So right there, we're just taking off the clamp. I believe the screws that it has, they're 3/8 or 5/16. Not 3/8. No, yeah. Anyways, when you're disconnecting the connector, sometimes it's gonna have a clip that's attached to the transmission. It's okay if you break that clip off. Nothing bad's gonna happen. It's not gonna be dangling to the point where it's gonna get tangled into somewhere. So I would say just get your pictures ready, be able to work backwards if you get lost, and right there, and right now I'm gonna let you know, I remember doing this job and it was very upsetting because my vacuum was not working. It was not suctioning right, so it was just a bad time. But yeah, you are gonna need a shop vac to do these sort of jobs if the washer is full of water. I will let you know that much. But as you can see, I'm trying my best to carefully take out all that water, and sometimes it just does not want to work with you, and that is extremely annoying. But anyways, you can't be too hard on yourself. You can't be doing anything that just gonna get you frustrated and not be able to do a job. But in this case, I'm just trying my best, and this is the only reason why it took even long trying to put this drain pump in here, because I was trying not to make a mess. Because trust me guys, as a technician, you don't want to leave a huge mess that you have to end up cleaning right after you're done. What you want to do is always clean as you go. Sometimes it's unavoidable that you're going to get things dirty, which is okay. But if they are avoidable and you're able to multitask while you're working, so it's not a big mess while you're working, hey, the customer is going to be happy, you are going to be happy, and everything's going to come out clean. So right there, I am just literally trying my best to keep things from flooding. And if I recall correctly, I think it still had a good amount of water in here. Sometimes you don't have to vacuum all the water out completely. Once you put it on its back, the water kind of just sits towards the back of the washer, and then it's not even close enough where it can come out of that drain hose or drain line and cause a mess. But sometimes, like I said, some things are unavoidable, but at the same time, it's okay. We've done this for years and years and years, and we will be fine. So if anything, you guys can fast forward this part and get to the next one. But these are pretty easy to change out. All you really need is a little bit set, some clamps, and really that's it. But as far as being able to diagnose and fix certain things, that's another ball game. But replacing certain parts sometimes is just very, very easy to any sort of average Joe, and it can be done. But like I've told you guys before, these videos at first were for the average person out there to kind of save themselves a few bucks. if they want to go ahead and do it themselves. These videos are for you guys as you know, completely. But over time, I started thinking about how when I started in the appliance industry, sometimes I would look up certain parts, how to install and whatnot, and I could just not find them, man. I could not find them. That's why when I upload these videos, I make sure I give you the part number and the type of appliance that I'm working on. That way, even if you do search it up on YouTube, if you put in any of those verbiage, the part number, the type of washer, hopefully the washer, the video will come up. It has more of a probability to come up if, you know, you're typing in the right things. So that's why I'm really specific with these certain things. So either way, just look at how everything's being done. Give yourself some time, especially give yourself some grace if you feel like you're taking forever. But yeah, we got the new one in, and that's me just literally just trying to pick up after myself, because that is one thing. I do not like working and getting wet at the same time. So anything that has to do with water, I am not a fan of. 100% not a fan of. But as you can see, we're rock and rolling. New pump in, 3 screws in. Now we're gonna put that clamp, secure it so that thing doesn't pop out. And guys, remember, be sure you put everything back together the way that it was. If it's not going in smoothly, then you might be doing something wrong. And I understand some things are not gonna go in smoothly, but you shouldn't have to be forcing it to fit in there all the time. If this thing came in smoothly, you know, you put the clamp back on the hose, hey man, you're solid, you're golden, you're good to go, ese. All right, so we are getting towards the end of this operation. Yeah, you see me flick that guy off. Yeah, because I'm a bit upset now. Okay, so we're done here. Now we are going to test it right after. So typically these washers do have a setting for drain and spin. What you want to do is just, you know, put it on that setting, wait a little bit. You're gonna hear the drain pump kick on for a little bit, turn off, cold water valve is gonna spew some water, and then it'll come back on, and then you're solid, you're golden way. So always, guys, like I've always told you, just take pictures and be aware of what you're doing. Take your time. If it is your own appliance, you know, you can take as long as you want. If you are an early starting off technician, obviously do not take the whole day. Just take your time, pace yourself, and then, you know, try to execute the best that you can. Like I said, the thing that is going to help you out the most is taking pictures, taking a video, and literally just working backwards if you cannot remember how it goes back on. That is going to save you a bunch. So just be sure that you're able to at least test it after. Be sure that it's going to work and everything's going to go smoothly, man. Sometimes you will have your hiccups, but just remember, try your best and you will succeed. Also, please disconnect the appliance if you can when working on certain ones. Sometimes when you replace a certain part in an appliance and you don't disconnect it, it will short out that part, or it might short out another part. That is something that I had to learn the hard way. Now, you do always want to disconnect whatever appliance you're working on because you don't want to get shocked. But sometimes when we're in a rush, us technicians, we kind of just, you know, try to get done as fast as we can because we got to get to the next call. And us, we know what will shock us or won't. But for the most part, just disconnect it, because you don't want to be put in that situation where you just shorted out a part that you're just trying to put on, or you short out a different part and then you have to come back, or you end up shocking yourself and then it's just, you know, very, very bad. But anyways, these little repairs, they're very easy, but sometimes, man, sometimes you will I repeat, you will get a little bit of stragglers. Now what I mean by that is that, say for example, you just replaced the drain pump and you notice that it is able to drain better than it once did before you started working on it. But then you notice that it's not draining completely. So what tends to happen from time to time, not all the time, and don't ask me how it happens, because to this day I don't know. So sometimes socks and underwear will go all the way into the actual drain pump, or will find their way to find themselves under the wash plate and under the spin basket, where they're getting in the way of the water being able to get drained out. Now those are a pain in the ass to fix, because now you have to disassemble more than what you need in order to get that little part. There are some top load washers that once you take off the drain pump, you can sneak in some little tweezers or very thin clamps and reach in there and take out whatever it is that you need to take out so it can drain properly. But there are others that do not allow you that do not allow you that courtesy to give you enough space, even with the smallest tools known to man. So those will be a big head scratcher. Those will be a big just like headache. I'm not gonna lie to you. But after you do it, it's just more like practice, and you know you'll be solid. So and word of advice for certain technicians out there, just try your best and don't be lazy. You know, try your best and don't be lazy, because there is a lot of companies that employ lazy technicians, and the company that I work for, we basically go behind certain companies and fix their messes just because they didn't even take their time. They just wanted to get in and out, and yeah, sometimes it just becomes a whole frustrating thing. But this will be the end of the video. It's time to sign off. I really appreciate you guys sticking around for the most part. I'm sorry for the hiatus, but video should be back every Monday or Tuesday. I think I'm gonna upload this one either tomorrow, which is, today is Thursday, tomorrow should be Friday, something like that. But either way, please like and subscribe. I appreciate the follow back. Any feedback I appreciate as well, especially if you guys specify on what you want me to work on next. But until the next video, peace.